Real fake, real fake, real fake, real fake news.
The fact is, all major news media is right-leaning, not just the obvious right-wing outlets like Fox. According to CNN, Richard Spencer is such a fine, upstanding citizen that he has been upgraded from alt-right to whites' rights activist. Whites' rights activist Richard Spencer denied at University of Florida. You want a new term for alt-right? I got one for you. How about vanilla ISIS? Has a nice ring to it, doesn't it? At least Trump denounced white supremacists, right?
He said that the alt-right is behind these attacks, and he linked that same group to those who perpetrated the attack in Charlottesville.
Well, I don't know. I can't tell you. I'm sure Senator McCain must know what he's talking about. But when you say the alt-right, define alt-right to me. You define it. Go ahead.
Well, I'm saying
define it for me. Come on, let's go. Define
Senator
it.
McCain.
He's getting pretty defensive there.
Excuse me. What about the alt-left that came charging at the, as you say, the alt-right? Do they have any semblance of guilt?
This is Senator McCain's statement.
Let me ask you this. What about the fact they came charging with clubs in their hands, swinging clubs? Do they have any problem? I think they do.
Alt-left? That's not a thing. I guess it is now. We prefer Hollywood liberal snowflake, thank you very much. Let's play again. In fake news...
Wait a minute, I'm not finished. I'm not finished, fake news.
I'm not fake news. You're fake news. It's actually the real fake news. But thank you. I just wanted to ask, is it true that you're a Nazi?
Same level as I will tell you something. I watched those very closely, much more closely than you people watched it.
You people? What's that supposed to mean? People with dreads?
You had a group on one side that was bad, and you had a group on the other side that was also very violent. And nobody wants to say that, but I'll say it right now. You had a group on the other side that came charging in without a permit, and they were very, very violent.
They actually did have a permit, and the car drove them over at 80 miles an hour. You know that, right? Oh, how dare they bounce off his car and damage it and dent his hood. He has to repaint it now. Perhaps you were referring to this video circulating conservative websites that excuses this terrorist, saying that someone attacked the car first. But the video was slowed down to make it look like the car was moving slower before someone tried to hit the taillight. And when you watch the original video in normal speed, you can clearly see the car moving fast towards protesters before anyone tried to hit the car.
Social media videos show the moment when a car plowed into a crowd of people on the streets of Charlottesville, Virginia.
Yeah, they were just peaceful Nazis marching up and down the street, spewing their hatred and brandishing firearms illegally and running people over.
Nothing changes. Fucking Nazis.
They were Nazis, dude?
Oh, come on, Donnie. They were threatening castration.
Uh-huh.
Are we going to split hairs here?
No.
Am I wrong?
Well, he didn't.
Man, they were
Alt-right.
man.
Huh?
They kept saying they believed in
White people. Alt-right.
Fuck me. I mean, say what you want about the tenets of National Socialism, dude. At least it's an ethos.
yeah.
The myth of violent liberals is a farce perpetuated by all corporate-owned news media outlets, from Fox to CNN. And the establishment will stop at nothing to reinforce that narrative, including infiltrating nonviolent movements and provoking violence. Here's something you won't see in the real news. According to Westworld.com, police infiltrated an anti-fascist group during a peaceful student march in Colorado Springs. This week, attorney David Lane expects to file a motion to dismiss charges against members of Colorado Springs Socialists, a student protest group, over a march demonstrated in Colorado Springs on the grounds of outrageous conduct by local law enforcement. The reason? Lane argues that undercover officers were improperly embedded among the nonviolent protesters, whose largest offense at the rally appears to have been jaywalking. Trump is the candidate they've been looking for to give them the green light to infiltrate progressive grassroots movements, just like the good old Nixon days, when civil rights movements were labeled as terrorist organizations. Let's play again. In real news, all the major news networks do report real news, at least 50% of the time. Well, maybe 25% for Fox News. According to New York Times, as white nationalists in Charlottesville fired, police never moved. What the hell were the police doing? In fact, it took them weeks to arrest him.
Neo-Nazis started this. They showed up in Charlottesville. They showed up in Charlottesville to protest.
Excuse me, they didn't put themselves down as neo, and you had some very bad people in that group. But you also had people that were very fine people.
White supremacists never see themselves as bad people. Let's play again. In fake news, this guy says he's not the racist people are making him out to be. According to Independent, the man behind a viral Charlottesville photo says, "I'm not an angry racist." Of course not. You just prefer the company of white people, right? Hey, that picture looks a lot like a young Hitler. "Nein! I'm not the angry white Nazi! It's the Jews!" But seriously, actions speak louder than words, bro. If you're not a racist, don't join a white supremacist group, march around with tiki torches, chanting about Jews, and publicly incite violence.
Jews will not replace us! Jews will not replace us! Jews will not replace us!
White people chanting Jews will not replace us. Yeah, that's not racist. What was it with the tiki torches anyway? Were they on sale at Home Depot? Were they expecting a lot of mosquitoes? You know, two Nazis going to Hobby Lobby looking for fabric to sew their swastikas for the march. Yeah, you know what would look great to the Nazi march? The tiki torches. Brilliant, white brother. That's the way you see the dark people, because it will be dark at night. According to Gizmodo.com, white supremacists are crowdsourcing a lawsuit against Charlottesville for allegedly violating their rights. For white supremacists, they sure are quick to play the victim, like this crybaby Nazi.
We have done everything in our power. We have used every peaceful and lawful means by which to redress our grievances.
We're not non-violent. We'll fucking kill these people if we have to.
And our enemies just will not stop.
Puts you in danger.
Yeah, and that is because this city is run by Jewish communists and criminal niggers.
We've been fucking assaulted. They are threatening us. So, yeah, there we go.
Wah, boo! Big girls don't cry, Mr. Nazi.
It's not fair!
Fair? Who's the fucking Nazis around here, you bunch of fucking crybabies?
Okay. So we take some money you have won, we call Shadifa.
This guy's gonna hurt us, Waller?
No, Donnie. These men are cowards.
Let's play again. In real news, according to Newsweek, Alex Jones claims the so-called deep state is going to kill the president. I've known Alex Jones since he started his show at Austin Community Access TV, where I used to teach video production courses, a requirement for people like him to broadcast on public access channels. But I never thought I would see the day when his nonsense was reported on mainstream news. This right-wing radio personality said Friday that the so-called deep state is planning to assassinate President Donald J. Trump. Deep state? What I wouldn't give for a deep throat right about now. Get your mind out of the gutter. I mean the source that took down Nixon. The only one taking down Trump is Trump himself. He was installed by powerful fascists, not just the Russians, through media manipulation, because he has all the right fascist dictator qualities. You won't find any Woodward and Bernsteins at Fox News, where they seem to love everything Trump does. According to Fox News, Tucker Carlson said that Trump looking at the sun is the most impressive thing any president has ever done. After Trump reportedly stared directly at the solar eclipse, Tucker Carlson proved that he would do anything to bury his nose deep in Trump's ass. When I started this show, I was very critical of CNN and other major news outlets, rightfully so, for creating a misleading narrative of Bernie Sanders' campaign during the primaries. But I want to make something real clear. CNN is not fake news. as Trump so diligently repeats. At least not in the way he thinks it is. Because to him, Fox is the real news. Or worse, Breitbart. Or even worse, InfoWars. InfoWars? A news organization that's literally at war with information. And this doesn't just affect right-wing news media. They're all competing to represent one of two sides of the same coin, which is a corporate model of profit-motivated infotainment. Some could argue that Fox News pioneered the model by using fair and balanced as a catchphrase instead of an honest approach to journalism with traditional ethics in mind. And this is where the danger lies. Sensationalism sells clicks, likes, views, and feeds ad revenue for news and information media. The problem is that even when they are factually correct, they are pushing a fictitious partisan narrative, constantly dueling with each other on a battlefield that they created for our amusement. And that's the real fake news. Thanks for watching. If you like this show and would like to see more shows like these, please subscribe. And if you really like this show, please donate. If you absolutely love this show, you can become a monthly patron.
Real fake, real fake, real fake, real fake news.
Real fake.